Lots of games have gained enough success to get spin-off games. Shorter games about the main characters, or sometimes even side characters, going on other adventures that usually aren't canon. One series that has a lot of spin-off games is Persona. Persona is my favorite video game series, and as much as I love it, I'll be the first to admit that they have some silly spin-off games. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Persona games, they're a popular JRPG series where you spend half your time fighting monsters to save the world, and the other half hanging out with your friends and strengthening your bonds with them. On top of all that, these games have amazing and thought-provoking stories. So if you were going to make a spin-off game about this series, what would you make it about? Was your answer a dancing game? No. Well, why wouldn't it be? That's what Atlus, the creators of Persona, did. Now, to be fair, there are a lot of other Persona spin-off games focused on fighting and story, but the dancing games are definitely some of the most well-known and infamous. In fact, some of you may be familiar with these games and you don't even realize it. One of the dances from these games, Silliest, actually became a meme. You can find videos of tons of different characters doing this dance. And I can see why. It's kind of iconic. These games are goofy and silly, but also kind of amazing and actually fun. So today, I want to tell you all about the strange Persona dancing games. But first, the disclaimer. Please do not take this video as a serious review. I just like to make videos talking about games that I find interesting. So if you're looking for an in-depth video talking about gameplay and critiques, this is not the video for you, but we're just here to have some fun. Okay, disclaimer over. Let's dance. After the success of Persona 4, Atlus started making a bunch of spin-off content of the game, much like we see them doing with Persona 5 now. But it reached a point where the fandom thought, okay, surely this is it. There's no other spin-off games they can make about Persona 4. Oh, how wrong we were. Enter Persona 4, Dancing in Starlight. Look at them go! My god, Kanji is spinning! I remember seeing this for the first time and thinking it wasn't real. What do you mean the characters who fight the horrible shadow monsters and save the world are now dancing? I mean, the Persona games have amazing soundtracks. I listen to them all the time. But a dancing game? Nah, not real. Oh, how wrong you were, me from the past. Behold, Persona 4 Dancing in all of its rhythm game glory. So when you jump into the story mode of Persona 4 Dancing, it starts to make a bit more sense why they decided to go with a rhythm game. Roughly 1 month after the epilogue of Persona 4, one of the main characters, Rise, who is an idol, has invited her friends to perform with her in the Love Meets Bonds concert. Rise's existence is why this game works. There is no reason for these characters to be dancing unless their idol best friend asks them to. Anyway, they discover a strange other world after watching a mysterious video on the concert's website. There are shadows there, aka the monsters they fight in the main game. Except instead of fighting them with their personas, they fight them through the power of dance. And when they finish their dance, that's when their personas show up. To play an instrument. This game is so goofy. Some other idols performing in the concert get sucked into the strange world, and the characters go after them. The story mode takes around 10 to 12 hours to complete, which seems like nothing when you consider the fact that the main Persona games take 60 to 80 hours to finish. However, this is a visual novel mode with so much talking. I love visual novels and these characters, and even I thought this story dragged. It's probably not helped by how formulaic it is. You talk for a bit, then dance, then find a missing idol, talk, dance, the idol is captured by shadows, dance, and now repeat that for every idol you need to save. Now, the story itself isn't bad. The world was created by a god who wants everyone to just be the person that everyone wants them to be, rather than their true selves to avoid pain. I know that sounds like a really weird goal for a god to have, but that's actually pretty normal for a Persona game. Anyway, you have to help each idol accept their insecurities so they want to be their true selves. This includes an idol who ended her own life because she had to pretend to be someone she wasn't. So yeah, the story works. It's just really slow moving, so it can be difficult to stay invested. Plus there's this huge contrast of the past struggles of these idols, and then the way you save them is by dancing. In the end, you dance at the god who created the world really hard to defeat it. And then all of the characters get to perform in the concert, but we don't get to see it. What the heck? After all that, we don't even get to see their big performance? Once you finish the story mode, most of your time is going to be spent in free play. This is where you can play through all the songs and dress up the characters in fun outfits. They dance to songs from the main game and all of the spin-offs. It's honestly a lot of fun. I have spent a lot of time playing through these songs and trying to get high scores. So while the story wasn't perfect, it was still interesting, and the dances are so much fun to play through. This made me really excited when they announced that Persona 3 and Persona 5 were getting their own dancing games. But I was very curious what the story for these games would be. None of the characters from 3 and 5 are idols, so why on earth are they dancing? Well, for these games, there just isn't a story. I think they just knew there was no way they could come up with a valid reason for these characters to be dancing. So both of these games open with the Velvet attendants from their respective games explaining that they're all in a shared dream. If you're not a Persona fan, the Velvet attendants are basically just characters that aid you on your journey. They say that they heard that the Persona 4 cast defeated a god through dance, so now they want to prove that the cast from their games can do the same. What an odd premise. Anyway, the party members from each game are basically in a group dream, and when they wake up, they won't remember anything that happened. This dream gives them the power to envision any dance that they want, and their body will be able to do it perfectly. Oh, so these characters get to do it the easy way. The Persona 4 characters had to put in the hard work and actually learn to dance, but the others just get to magically do it. Now, you may notice that there is a party member missing from both of these games. Where is Shinji? Where is Akechi? Unfortunately, instead of just making these games take place during the parts of the main games where these characters are in your party, they decided to make them DLC you have to pay for. Who was my favorite Persona 3 character? Shinji. Who was my favorite Persona 5 character? Akechi. Take my money again, Atlas. I need to dance with my boys. Anyway, that about does it for the story of these games. You can unlock little conversations with each of the characters as you progress through the songs, but they definitely aren't as deep as the story in Persona 4.
You know, I'm thinking, maybe surprising traits are what make guys like you babe magnets.
Dun, da, da, da. Futaba Sakura leveled up.
What's with the retro jingle? These days it's like, da-da.
Now, the dances in these games are still fun, just not as fun as Persona 4. You see, the main draw of these games is seeing your favorite characters dance. But in both of these games, there are quite a few songs that don't have any dancing at all. It's just cutscenes from the games or live performances. I don't want that! I'm here to see Yusuke do this. Also, I've noticed that for some of the songs in these games, the notes aren't in sync with the song, and that's kind of important for a rhythm game. Unless that's just an issue with my games, or maybe it's better on certain difficulties that I haven't tried. Another thing I don't love in these games is that they're mostly bad remixes of the original songs. Persona 4 had a lot of remixes too, but they actually sounded good. I get music is subjective and my opinion is not the end-all be-all, but I don't know. I just personally didn't really like any of the remixes in these games, and that's what most of the songs are. Now, something I did really like in these games compared to 4 is the fun little music videos they did for the songs. Like this one with the Persona 5 boys where they're on a heist and playing instruments. And, let's maybe not talk about what they did for the girls. But in Persona 3, they look like idol groups. This looks like a boy band, and I love it. And yeah, that is the basic rundown of the strange Persona dancing series. But we are not done yet. I could not make a video on these games without talking about the dances. I now want to show you how each of the characters dance, and then I'm going to judge them. I'm going to be giving them a rank, with S being the best and F being the worst. I am just going to keep it to the party members though, because we could be here forever with all the DLC characters and Velvet attendants. Also, no matter what rank I give these characters, one thing is for certain. The entire Persona 4 cast is better than the casts of the other games because they actually learned how to dance. The other characters are just using dream magic, so every Persona 4 character gets bonus points from me. Okay, let's do this. He's the protagonist. Obviously, he's going to be good. He has more dances than the other characters, he's smooth as hell, and he gave us the iconic specialist dance. S rank. Yosuke only had a short amount of time to learn how to dance, and he rolls up and starts dropping to the floor and doing all these awesome moves. I could be biased because he's my second favorite character in the entire Persona series, but it's another S rank. I actually think he's really good. You know, Chie may not be the most flashy or obviously talented dancer, but she is kind of killing it. She incorporates her kung fu training into her moves, making her dancing pretty unique. A rank. Her dancing is very graceful and pretty, though maybe a little underwhelming. B rank. Something about Kanji's dancing makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know how to describe it, but I just don't like it. I mean, what is this move? I feel bad, but it's a D rank for me. She's Rise Kujikawa. She's literally an idol. It would be wrong for me to give her anything but an S rank. You can tell he's struggling to move around in a bear suit, but he's trying his best. He actually gets around pretty good in it. And then he always jumps out of it and starts dancing in his human form. It's creative, it's fun, it's cute. He uses the bear suit to his advantage to give us a mid-dance surprise. I love it. S rank. She's pretty good, but I noticed that she spends a lot of time doing this move where she's kind of stepping around. I love you, Naoto, but I'd like to see more variety. B rank. Once again, he's the protagonist. Of course he's good. He's just as smooth and stylish as he is in the main game. Now, I don't love how he spends a good portion of one of his dances doing this move where he pretends to put his hands in his pockets. Like, seriously, Joker, just put them in your pockets. But I won't hold it against him. He's still an S rank. Listen up, Morgana. I have a bone to pick with you. Your dancing is a disgrace. Why is he barely able to move? He just stays planted in one spot and occasionally sways his hips, which I do not want to see, by the way. Teddy is out here moving all over the place in his bear costume, so you have no excuse, Morgana. F rank. Oh, Ryuji. Why don't we just take a moment to showcase his moves? I would like to remind you all that in 3 and 5 dancing, they are in a dream where they can envision any dance they want and they will be able to do it perfectly. Ryuji could have done literally any dance move. The sky is the limit, and this is what he chose. I will be blunt. It's awful. I'm sorry, buddy, but this is an F rank. You need to be punished for your crimes. It's fun, it's cute, it's bouncy. She reminds me of an idol. It's cleansed my eyes after Ryuji. A rank. I think we can all agree that Yusuke is weird. And you know what? His dancing reflects that. It's so him. Now, is it good? That is debatable. His first dance is just very bizarre. His second one still has some weird elements, but he kinda ate that one up. I'll give him a B rank. Is Makoto dancing or repeatedly punching the air? You decide. I don't know. I want to like it, but it's just kind of odd. Like, really, she's just doing weird punches the whole time. C rank. Fun fact, I've cosplayed Futaba a few times and have actually learned her last surprise dance. That was quite a few years ago now, and I've since forgot it, but this actually gives me special insight on her dancing style. It's very cute and bouncy, and you can tell she's just kind of doing whatever comes to her mind, but having learned one of her dances, I can confirm that what she is doing is way harder than it looks. I know there's definitely harder dances though, so we'll give her a B rank. Haru does ballet, and I know ballet is really hard and those dancers are very talented. Now, is Haru good at ballet? I have no idea. I am not knowledgeable on that, but I'm going to give her S rank anyway. Now, Akechi is not just my favorite Persona character, he's also my favorite character from anything ever. I love him.
Thank you.
I've probably played his dance more than anyone else's, but I'm not going to be biased and give him an S rank just because of that. He has some pretty good moves, but I feel he lacks a distinctive style. His dances can be a little all over the place at times, and he also kind of loses it at one point, but I still love him and his dance, so I will give him an A rank. Still probably a biased answer, but whatever, this is me trying. As I've said, it's obvious that the protagonists are going to be good, but he might be the best dancer of the three. Look at him! He just starts cartwheeling out of nowhere! I'm impressed! S rank. Yukari is another character that's giving idol energy. However, I find her dances to be a little forgettable. I'm serious, I keep forgetting how they go for some reason. B rank. I'm honestly so impressed by Junpei. He's such a doof, I can't believe he's killing it on the dance floor. I'm actually speechless. S rank. It looks like Akihiko went to the Makoto School of Punching, but honestly, it was probably the other way around because Akihiko's punch dancing looks way more natural. Maybe because he's a boxer? It honestly isn't bad. B rank. I like her dancing, it's good, but it's a bit underwhelming. I was honestly expecting more from Mitsuru. B rank. Her dancing is kind of similar to Futaba's, though a bit more robotic, which I don't love, but I'll be nice and give her a B rank. Aigis loves to sharply point her arms in various directions when dancing, but if there's one thing she loves more than arm pointing, it is spinning. I would like to see more variety from her, so B rank. Look at this little dude go. He's so good. Ken is an S rank because in addition to his great dancing, he can do it while swinging a weapon around. Oh my god, that is impressive for a child. My favorite Persona 3 character. I love Shinji so much, but most of his dancing is him hunched over doing this move. B rank. And that is everyone. I don't know if I can pick who is the best dancer of all, because everyone I gave an S rank to is really good. But let's be honest, it's probably someone from Persona 4 because they actually learned how to dance. However, I can't tell you who the worst dancer is. It's Ryuji. I'm sorry, buddy, but your dancing is offensive. Anyway, that is going to do it for these strange Persona dancing games. What do you think of them? If you're a Persona fan and haven't played them, I definitely recommend giving them a try. Yeah, they're strange, but they're actually really fun. If there are games or other media you'd like me to make a video on, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!